5 law of attraction techniques I used to finally manifest anything I want. So if there's something you want to manifest and you really want it to start working quickly and fast, in this video I'm going to share with you 5 law of attraction techniques that started to get me over the speed bumps and help me manifest my dream life. And I'm really excited to share them with you. So if you're ready to have a fantastic day and you're ready for this video, make sure you hit the like button right over there on the side. Free videos, so do me a favor, if you dig them, hit the like button, because in return, that's what sends it out into the YouTube universe, so more and more people can keep seeing the positive message that we're spreading. So go ahead and hit the like button right over there, and let's have a great day. Technique number 1, the actor's technique. There is a type of technique in acting called method acting, and as far as I know, the original teacher, if it's not the original, it's one of the original, she's no longer alive. Her name was Stella Adler, and Stella Adler taught essentially method acting, how to act as if you already were the character you were trying to act for your movie or your film, how to become it in essence. Now, Bob Proctor started calling this the actor's method, the actor's technique. And I was like, wow, that's really good. And my wife was in debt because things weren't working out for me. I was making money, but I was spending all of it to keep everything going. Paying publicists, paying rent, paying for all my equipment, and it wasn't cheap to. I thought I needed to spend a bunch of money to keep everything afloat. Later, I found out that wasn't true. But so I was basically at break even at best. So she was in debt, and I listened to a live stream of a seminar from Bob Proctor, and it was called The Science of Getting Rich. And in the seminar, he talked about the acting technique. And I realized, okay, so if all of life is, Shakespeare has some quote about how all of life is a gilded stage where all of us play characters. Essentially, we're all acting in this cosmic movie here. And I'm like, okay, so if what Bob's saying is true, basically I act as if I'm not good enough for what I want. That was my persona. I thought I was too young. I thought, everyone said in the early stage I was going to need to cut my hair, change my appearance, go back to school to get my degrees, or else no one would listen to me. And then I thought I was too young, and then I thought money was the root of all evil, and I was a bad person if I did something that I cared about and I made money at it. If you like what you do, you're not supposed to make money or something. That's what I thought. And so I was acting as this character of essentially trying to be right or be spiritual. I was trying to be the type of person that wasn't good enough. And I realized I'm acting this out. Now, it's become such a habit that I actually have neurological patterns in my brain and habitual chemical patterns that produce my emotions. And because my brain has been wired to live this way through conditioning through so long being alive, and my body has now memorized these patterns, and my body acts them out as my unconscious mind. And it was just who I thought I was. So I started doing the acting technique. I started acting as if I already was a world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions of people. I listened to Bob and I said, what's my vision? What's my worthy ideal? That's what he talks about. And I was like, essentially, I'm living up to an ideal of not being good enough, but I'm acting it out. It's not real. This whole thing is an illusion. And I'm acting out the opposite of what I want. I need to change this. So it took a while because 95% of your life is subconscious, but I said to myself, what's my worthy ideal? I want to be a world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions of people. And that seemed far-fetched, but I started becoming it. I started meditating meditating on already being it. I made a hypnosis for myself, and I started listening to hypnosis. And on the hypnosis, I imagined being a world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions of people. I imagined getting thousands of emails and reading hundreds of comments. I already became it. I would go on my walks. I started doing a daily walk where I go walk for an hour and I would listen to Bob Proctor, and I made a 3x5 card and I would carry it with me, and I said, I am grateful that I'm a world-renowned thought leader making millions of dollars, inspiring millions of people. More specifically, it says, I am so happy and grateful, world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions of people. And I would carry it with me, and I would just start, because I knew I had developed a pattern. Then I was conditioned to think I wasn't good enough and smart enough because I didn't go to college, or I didn't finish college, and that I was too this, too that. I didn't think I was very smart. I thought I had ADD and ADHD when I was in high school, and for a little while I was prescribed Adderall because I didn't think I couldn't pass my tests. I would always get anxiety, or I passed them, but like some of them I didn't. And I would get freak out and anxiety, and I'd study and do all this stuff, and then I'd get like a C- or something, you know? And so I didn't think I was smart. And so I had to become a different person using the actor's technique. So think about who you are now. It's essentially an illusion. It's a well-patterned, it's a well-oiled illusion. Nevertheless, it's still an illusion. I say well-oiled because the brain has started to build all of its neural connections based off of it. The body's used to producing those emotions, but it's just an illusion. And you can be anything that you want. So using the actor's technique, just like as if you were going to play the character, if all of life was an open script and you got to write the script of your life and then you got to act it out, what would you want it to look like? And then when you start living from that new persona, eventually that starts to be the new neurological and subconscious pattern that creates your life. And then things just start changing. That was what happened to me. So point number 1 is the actor's technique. So comment down below, act as if you already are. Comment down below, act as if you already are. What do I mean by that? Act as if you already are the person that you dream of being. I imagine that I already was a world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions of people. I already was it. So comment down below, act as if you already are. And if you haven't yet, my success hypnosis is right there down below. It's free. The one I was talking about that I did to hypnotize myself. So I did it for myself because I was like, man, if this is real, I need to take this seriously and start reprogramming myself and hypnotize myself that I am already the person that I want to be. So I made this for myself, and it got really good results for me. My wife started using it, started listening to it all hours of the day, and then eventually when I started doing YouTube, I was like, I should put it up online. So about probably like 500,000 people now have used it, which is pretty crazy in less than 3 years, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really excited for you to use it too. It's right there down below. It's totally 100% free. So it's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com right there down below. So go down right now, jakeshypnosis.com. Step number 2, the index card technique. You probably heard me refer to it earlier in this story, but the index card. So you take what you want. And this is something I started doing when I listened to that first seminar by Bob Proctor many years ago. And it said, I am so happy and grateful. That's how you start it. I am so happy and grateful. And then in one, maybe 2 sentences, you want to keep this pretty short. First of all, you got an index card. And second of all, you want to have your subconscious accept it. So anything too drawn out might be a little much. But I am so happy and grateful. And then fill it in. I remember mine was, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned thought leader, making millions of dollars, inspiring millions of people. Something that you could feel the emotion behind. That's what you need. You need to feel the emotion, because Hebb's law in neuroscience says that nerve cells that fire together wire together. So you build the way your brain is wired to operate. Your nerve cells that fire together wire together. So our brain has literally been wired. That's what's produced who we are up until this time. Now, we used to think we were stuck like that, but now due to neuroplasticity, we know that that is not true. You can rewire your brain, your mind, your behaviors, your life, everything from your bank account, your love life, your confidence. You can rewire it all. called neuroplasticity. It's the brain's ability to be plastic, to be malleable, to be able to be molded towards what you want. So the index card you carry with you, and think about this. If it's in your pocket and you're in the grocery store and you forget about it and you put it in your pocket, stick it in your pocket, oh my gosh, it's in there. Oh yeah, I remember. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned thought leader, inspiring millions of people. So sometimes you'll consciously remember like that, but sometimes it'll be unconscious. It'll be in your purse and you'll just look at it. What is it doing? It's activating cells of recognition in your brain. You're starting to produce different emotions. You're starting to fire new nerve cells. And remember, Hebb's law says that nerve cells that fire together wire together. And neuroplasticity says you can rewire your brain, your life, your mind, everything in it, everything in your life. So this is a really easy and I found powerful way to start to retrain your mind and your brain, in your life, in your consciousness, in your perception. Because the index card is something so easy you could take with you everywhere. So for a while, I would carry it with me in my hand instead of my pocket, which is hilarious, right? I'd go to the grocery store and I would carry it in my hand with me, and I would try to stay as present as I could so I didn't go back to my memorized illusion that of who I thought I was and what I thought my life was and what I thought was possible. So instead, I focused on my breath. I got intensely present, and I would hold that, and I would feel and radiate the gratitude of inspiring millions of people and being an instrument for the awakening of human consciousness on this planet. And I would feel so grateful while I'm standing there looking at the price of beans. And when you do that all the time, you start to retrain the brain in a very easy way. So step number 2 is index card. So comment down below, I am so happy and grateful. That's the beginning, just to make sure you grasp it. And you can then go grab an index card and you can finish off the sentence. But start it off with, I am so happy and grateful. Comment down below, I am so happy and grateful. Number 3, I turn my affirmations into incantations. So an affirmation, at least the way that we tend to have a tendency to think about, is essentially just the repetition of a mental phrase. So if you consider the way that the brain gets wired and the importance to be able to rebuild neural connections and synaptic connections based off of the reality you want, as opposed to living from the past and the old memorized patterns, because your brain is simply just an artifact of the past. That's all it is. And we can rebuild it, essentially. And so when you consider an affirmation, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I have lots of money, I have lots of money, I have lots of money, quite often it doesn't work unless you're emotionally involved in it. Now, the reason for that is because the goal here is to start to refire new nerve cells. And when that happens, we start producing chemicals that make us start feeling different. And those are the feel-good effects of affirmations or incantations. The feel-good effects of positive thinking come from that. But Hebb's law says that nerve cells that fire together wire together. So as we do it regularly or powerfully enough to evoke strong emotion, we start to activate those nerve cells that slowly start to wire together, build new neural connections, new neural networks, new synaptic connections based off of the reality we're working on creating. So I started doing incantations instead of affirmations because I realized I needed to start changing the way I felt. Because the mind-body goes in a cyclical nature. The way that you think creates the way you feel. And then the way that you're feeling reinforces the way that you continue to think, which reinforces the way that you feel, which reinforces the way that you think, which reinforces the way that you feel, and it goes on like that. So I realized I had to start feeling different. I couldn't just start trying to think different in and of itself. I had to feel different as well. And then thinking and feeling different together would start to become a symbiotic relationship that would start to build momentum in a new direction of my life. And so I went from just repeating the phrase to every morning waking up and going, I am so out loud, literally out loud. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm a world-renowned thought leader inspiring millions and millions of people. And I would just go on like that, out loud. At first it was really uncomfortable. Why is that really uncomfortable? First of all, because you have a tendency to think it's weird, right? Second of all, is anyone going to hear me? Third of all, a lot of times it's uncomfortable for people to talk about what they want as if they already have it when they don't have it. Because they're so used to telling the story of what is that it's hard. There's resistance when they want to tell the story of what could be as if it already exists now. But I started doing that. So, and then it was like drinking a cup of coffee. It would make me feel better right away. And I would feel the difference. That's how I was judging the success of the incantations and affirmations. And when I felt different, I knew I was going to think different. And as I was feeling and thinking different, I knew I was going to fire and wire my brain in new ways. And as I started to do that, I knew it was going to start to build more and more momentum in my life. So, very simple process, moving affirmations from incantations. You can put a couple affirmations up on your wall or your fridge and then just read them out loud, or do that a couple times a day and read them out loud. And if you really want to supercharge all of that together, right there down below is jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com, and you can play that on low volume and listen to it, and as you're hearing it, you can say those affirmations with it. And all of a sudden, you've got the affirmations, the hypnosis, and you've got the incantations to start to engage your body and make your feelings an integral part of this creation process. Then you got a win, 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 win. So it's right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below, and it's totally free. Next, I started blessing the things that I wanted, instead of rejecting them or condemning them. I realized that I had a pattern, and it seems like a lot of people do as well, a pattern where when you see something that you want that you don't have, instead of like being stoked off that, we do the opposite, and it makes us feel crappy, or it makes us feel angry, or it makes us judge or condemn that person. You know, you're struggling financially maybe, and you see someone with a really nice car, you rich jerk, or someone has this really nice house. What do they need all that house for? Oh my gosh. Why don't they give it away to somebody? Have they ever thought about charity, right? And then we like start condemning people that have more than us. We do it in relationships, people kissing out in public. Well, keep it to themselves. But really what we want to say is, I would love that too. Right? And we do it for all different areas of our life. People in really good shape. Oh, yeah, well, they're flaunting their body all the time. What we're really saying is, man, I wish I had the commitment of exercise so I could have a body like that. And what happens if we don't bless the things that we want, if we condemn the things we want, reject the things that we want, we're sending the message to the subconscious that those things are bad. So you want the money and you see or you wanted the promotion and someone else got it. And then you get really resentful at them. What you're doing is assuming that you live in a competitive reality where there's only one job that's that job. There's so many other jobs that could probably pay you the same, maybe even pay you better, and have more freedom, have more creative control, and you can enjoy it more, and you're totally unaware of it at this time, but they exist and they're out there, so you didn't get that promotion. That's okay. It may be something that there's even better that's out there. And so it's like, wow, I'm so inspired by you, Billy. Even though you got the job I wanted, the promotion that I wanted, I'm inspired by it because I know that my turn is coming. I know more abundance is heading my way. I know that it's moving in my direction, and this just gets me more inspired. I'm going to work even harder, and I feel so grateful that something fantastic is headed my way shortly. See a person with a nice car. Hey man, nice car. One day I'm going to buy one just like that. Hey, thanks for driving that around. You got me inspired. How long have you had that car? And you start doing things like that. You see someone that's really successful in your industry or your niche. Instead of finding what's wrong with them, let's find how I could do it too. Because if they could do it, I could do it. And that's blessing the things that we want instead of condemning them or cursing them. And when we do that, we start to send the subconscious message that success is good. Wealth is good. Abundance is good. Prosperity is good. Love is good. Happiness is great. And we start to send those messages that it's okay to feel good. It's okay to have a lot. It's okay to be successful. It's okay to be loved. It's okay to give love. And when that occurs and the subconscious knows that these are not things that it needs to run away from, then those things start to chase you because your subconscious realizes that those things are good for you. So comment down below, bless what you want. Comment down below, bless what you want. So my wife and I, when we used to go on walks, we still do it, but we started doing it quite a few years ago, and we'd be like, we'd be turning a corner on a block, right? And then there'd be a street light, maybe like 60 feet away. And we go, all right, you gotta smile all the way till you get to the street light right over there. No stopping. If you stop, you lose. And then so we'd walk and we'd just go. And we would walk like that for the 60 feet or whatever. And it was a really quick way to instantly raise our vibration, lift our energy up, get us feeling different, and get us thinking different, and most importantly, bring us back to the present moment and being happy in the present moment, getting us out of the mind, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, anticipating this, worrying this, and get us right back into the present. So you can do it while you're driving, you can do it while you're in the shower, you can do it while you're walking up the stairs, you can do it while you're sitting in traffic, you can do it at the red light, you can do it while you're running, you can do it while you're walking. And I invite you to give it a try. Just a simple way to be happy for no reason and reinforce the idea that being alive in and of itself is a fantastic miracle, that you truly are blessed, that you have so much freedom available to you in life, and that I do too, that all of us do, and that it's really exciting and something to truly be grateful for. There's so many amazing people in this world. There's so many amazing things to do in this life. The fact that we're here in and of itself is a miracle, and I'm so damn grateful to the universe that we can exist in this moment right now. So go like this. Have a fantastic day. Hey, by the way, if you haven't yet, my Success Hypnosis right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below and it's free to use. Hey, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and like this video. If you haven't yet, make sure you like this video. That's what will send it out into the YouTube universe so more people can see it. So hit like, subscribe, bell notification. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching this video, and I will talk to you soon.